Yes, Ekansh, you can start.
All right. So, good evening to everybody here. I'll keep the introduction very short since already there's been a delay. Sincere apologies for that. But I assure you that this session is going to be worth it for all the people who are having Python for this term and are having OPP too this weekend, right? I hope all of you join. That is the primary purpose of this session. To solve one doubt, you can do coding simultaneously, or you can also view and watch. The session will also be available on YouTube later on. Okay, so all the very best. Hope you get some knowledge from here, and all the best.
Okay, so hi everyone. Well, that was Ekansh from Kanha House. I am Parampreet Singh. I am like a Python developer and ML practitioner. I have been taking. I'm in the end of diploma level of this iitm-bs degree, and I have been taking Python and MLP machine learning practices session from last 2 years. And this time I have collaborated with Kanha House, and I want to first thank Kanha House for collaborating with me for these sessions, the OPP and the quiz revision and practice sessions. Okay, and yes, so let's start the session. So let me first share the screen. And just one thing, guys, there will be two sessions we will be having. Okay, the first session is today. Today we will do the mainly cover the topics for OPP2, which are mainly file handling and the functions, Lambda, and the basics of like import statements. Okay, so today is our concepts revision session, and tomorrow at the same time 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. we will be doing practice for OPP2. So tomorrow's session is completely on practice. We will do PYQs of OPP2 and some very new questions. Okay, 20 plus questions I have already created, so we will practice on those. Okay, and I'll share you the approach, like how do I approach the questions. Okay, and how you guys can, so that you can like ace in the OPP exam. Okay, and this session is being recorded. The recording of this session will be available in my YouTube channel. So this is my YouTube channel. You guys can like subscribe to it, and after this session the recording will be uploaded here. Okay, so that's it.
Excuse me,
Yes.
uh, can you tell functions topic like before starting built-in functions? Like,
Yes, of course, I'll go with the functions. Okay, so I'll write the flow here. So the main flow will be, um, first we will do basic functions. Okay, then lambda function as well, and um, after that import statements, and then file handling. And in file handling we will first do normal text file IO. Okay, and then CSV file IO. So this is the flow of today's session. Okay, and this will complete the entire like OPP2 syllabus. If you guys are like clear with the OPP1 topics, then that is very good. And if you are not, like, then what you guys can do is just go to my Python playlist. Okay, you guys can simply write um, Parampreet Singh slash parampreetsingh.me/ Python sessions. Okay, and you will get the playlist link. uh, okay, it is getting loaded. So here you guys can like watch this session number 29, OPP1 revision session, for the revision of the OPP1 topics. Okay, which are the basics, and I have shared the link here as well. And yes, as Fulkesh said, Pooja said, um, I advise you all, or to all of you, that throughout this session, if you can, please open your laptop or like desktop and code along the session. Okay, सेशन के साथ साथ आप पूरा कोड करो, आपको काफ़ी हेल्प होगी, यू विल लर्न अ लॉट. ओके, and just one thing, be interactive throughout the session. because I know Python very well. This session is for you guys, so I want you all to like be interactive and tell me what are the next steps, like should we do each and every time. Okay. Yes, this topics PDF and the data which I have created, the billing, college data, and other data, I'll share everything in the end of the session, and the links, all the links of these PDFs and everything will be in the description of the video. Okay, so no worries. Okay, आपको सब कुछ सारे resources मिल जाएंगे, even a cheat sheet as well. Okay, that is not the cheating sheet, that is like a tips, the tips for OPP2. Okay, so yes, let's start then. So first we will do go through the functions. बहुत छोटा सा overview, we will just do a 5-minute overview. Can anyone tell me what are functions? Anybody? Okay, I should start. So whenever we have to, like, let's say, write the same code, whenever we have to repeat the same code, let's say we are taking the square of some numbers x, y, yes, reusable block of code. So when we want to reuse some part, some code, okay, again and again, throughout our program, or let's say throughout our whole software, then we create functions, okay, which can be used later on. So you all guys are might familiar with the print function, input function, right? So these are built-in functions. Okay, we have various kinds of functions, built-in functions, and mainly two types, built-in, and the second one is user-defined functions. Okay, so let's do like a little bit overview on the user-defined functions. Let's say एक बहुत ही जनरल एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. uh, let's say there is a function in which I will provide a number, I'll pass a number, and it will give me the square or a cube of that particular number. Okay, so let's do for the square one. So what we will do generally, okay, let's say मैंने क्या किया, I have created a variable called x equals 5. What I want is, if I call a function named square of x, okay, I want the answer to be, okay, I think I should uh, don't do the completion. So I want the answer to be 25. Okay, this I want my function to return the square of the particular number. Okay, very like a basic example I am giving you. Now how can I like create this square function? This function is not in the built-in library of Python. What I'll do is I'll simply write def, okay, space, and the function name, square, the braces, and then any name, any variable name. It does not need to be x, okay, it can be anything, a, n, or something. Let me take n, okay, and then colon. Okay, so this is how we define a function. This is like the bare syntax. Okay, now when I have defined the function, what this function is doing, this is not doing anything as of now. Okay, because there are no lines of code under it. We want it to square that particular number whatever we are passing. So can you tell me how can I square a number?
Multiplying it by itself.
Yes, multiplying by itself. And there is another way, using
Putting the math module.
Star to like forward to 2. Exponential.
yes,
Exponential.
exponent. Yes, the module way is also there. Okay, I'm not going into the module way, just the basics. Okay, so one way is this n into n. Okay, this will give me the square. Another way is n multiplied by n raised to the power 2. Yes, double asterisk. Okay, this is the exponential operator. Now okay, this is calculating the square, but this is not giving back the square. Okay, by default every function in Python, if we do not like define what it should give in return, okay, uh, in place of this, what should I get? I want 25. So currently it is not giving anything, which means it is just returning none. None is a default, you can say none is a none type. This is a like default return value of any function. Okay, what I want is it should return the square, which is like in this case 25. So what can I do? I'll simply write here return and space. Okay, So this will simply return the number, thus whatever the square it will calculate here. Okay. Okay. Now let me run this code. What do you guys think? What will be the output?
Error.
Okay, let me first print x and print y as well. Why error?
Now it will run. मतलब
Okay.
print नहीं था ना तो.
Okay, so how many of you are saying I'll get an error, and how many of you are saying I'll get 5 and 25 as my output?
5 and 25.
Because you didn't define n.
Because I didn't define
N.
n.
You
Sir,
Okay,
have
you have not called the function again.
okay, but I have called it here. So there are like different variations. So let me,
It will run. It will not show any error.
okay, let me run this. So it is showing me an error. Name error, square is not defined. Okay, guys, see error now. Errors are like you at first you will feel like there is like a lot of error and everything. Just ignore the whole error. Simply read the last line. What the last line is saying: name error, name square is not defined. Now let's go to the line number like one above line above the error. Okay, now it is representing this particular line, and if I read the whole error, it is showing me line number 12. At line number 12 I'm getting square is not defined. Okay, but I have defined the square here. Why I'm getting this? It's a very basic Python
It
logical.
should be defined before it,
Yes,
before calling.
yes. So in Python the code runs like the code interprets line by line. Okay, so first we should define the function, then only we can like call it. Okay, you cannot access any particular variable before defining it, right? The same way, the same thing is here. Okay, so I just wanted to brush up your skills, so that's why I did that. Now let me run this. Now how many of you are saying like I'll get an error for this n, or I'll get 5 and 25?
5 and 25.
Okay.
5 and 25.
um will like what do you think, कोई error नहीं आएगा? I guess error आना चाहिए because of like n, I have not defined n, right?
Yes.
But square It's में just a parameter.
Yes, it is a parameter.
parameter.
Okay, so parameters are defined only in the uh, parameters whenever we write in the these brackets. Okay, it gets defined by default. Okay, so I don't need to set any particular value or something, so I won't get any error. I'll get 5 and 25, and it will run for any number, whatever. Let's say if I write 7, I'll get 49, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are like the some basics. So this is the parameter. I don't need to define it explicitly, I just need to write it that I need I have a this function square has a parameter called n. Okay, and how this code is being executed is first the function is being defined, then this variable, and then in this variable I'm passing x. Okay, uh, at the root level, like
Line number 15 showing is a default, no?
uh,
25.
which default
Yeah, that
this where like can you repeat?
the line number 15, y
Mm-hmm.
is equal to square of
Mm-hmm.
this come 25, Anna.
No. Oh, that was just comment. Or you can ignore that. Okay, that was for before the earlier example. So this line number 15, what it is doing, it is calling the square on x. Okay, and what x is? So actually we do not pass the variable x, we pass the value in it. Okay, so the 7 is being passed. Abhi here the 7 is like in the variable x. Okay, when I pass it into the function will accept it. It will accept it as in the form of n. Okay, so you can take it as a like a real life example. Let's say you have a parcel or something. Okay, you want it to like give it to your friend or something. Okay, and that your friend will go to the post office and parcel it and like order deliver it and in some way. Okay, so you have given your parcel to the friend. Now it is up to your friend how he will carry it. Okay, uh, he or she will carry it. They can carry it in a carry bag or they can carry it in their bare hands. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. The similar thing is happening here. We are passing this you can consider it as a parcel. We are passing it that parcel, and now this function is carrying that parcel in the form of n, not x. Okay, this isn't our problem how it is carrying or something. It their job is to just like do this functionality which I want in the output. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that where n is defined or something. That is up to the function, and that is limited to the function only. I cannot like use n outside of that. If I run this, I'll get name error, n is not defined. Okay, because n is only defined in the scope of the function. Okay, are you guys clear with the user defined functions?
Yes, sir.
And now you what's the benefit of this? You can use the square function any times in your whole Python program. Okay, there is no limit, like you can use 10 times, 15 times or something. You can use any number of times. So this is what functions are about. Okay, now is it clear? So I should like drag the window a little bit. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now see, there are a lot of concepts in the functions as well. Yes, you can simply ask, no need to raise your hand. Farah Fatima. Okay. So there are like a lot of concepts, the optional parameters, okay, positional arguments, required arguments. I'm not covering that. Okay, the font is still small. Should I increase it? Okay, I'll the terminal
Increase
font, I
the
guess.
font.
It is okay.
Let me increase the terminal font. So it is 18. Let me set it as 24. Yes. Now I think you guys can read the error as well, right? The output in the terminal. Okay. All right. Yes, Kalyani. Guys, no need to raise your hand. You can just simply ask.
Okay, will we have recursion functions in OPPE too?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to like deep dive in the functions, what you guys can do is in my playlist, you guys can refer to session number 11 and session number 12. Okay. So Python functions and the function LGB rule and recursion. I have explained everything in those videos. Okay. Now let's move to Lambda. What is Lambda? What are Lambda functions? You guys must have like heard it, used it. Can anyone explain?
Lambda assigns the value.
Yes, anonymous function.
Okay. Anonymous
Anonymous function.
function signs
It
the
uh,
value.
it it do something like assigns multi-line for a multi-line value to a single line.
Okay.
That kind
Okay.
of thing.
Let me take this example only. Okay. So this function, it's a pretty small function, right? मैं यहाँ पे कुछ I am not doing any complex task, right? This is just a two-liner function. I am like I have defined the function and I have defined like what it should return. That's it. है ना? I have not created any separate variables. I am not doing any other stuff, right? This is just a very short function. Can I rewrite it in lambda way, or let's say I want a function named cube, okay, which again takes a number and returns the cube of that. So let me create a lambda function for that. So first of all, how can we create a lambda function? First of all, the lambda functions are anonymous functions. Mainly the use case of those functions arrives whenever you develop some software applications. Okay, whenever like you are creating a web app, whenever you are creating a desktop application or something, or like doing some kind of an API stuff, or any, let's say you are building something, some project or something, there you will find many use cases for Lambda function. Okay, so I'm just like giving you a very rough example.
So
How
what is the use of lambda here in Python?
in Python overall, as I said, in while making the projects, while making the web apps or softwares, you will need Lambda. Okay, for certain functionality. Um, if any of you are familiar with the TK Inter library, or let's say any web app, sometimes we need to, let's say, uh, at a button click. Okay, how many of you are familiar with HTML or something? Yeah, JavaScript. If you are familiar with JavaScript, if you know what are arrow functions, Lambda are similar to arrow function. Okay, Java arrow functions in JavaScript and Lambda function in Python, these are same. Mainly, let's say if I click on this button, stop presenting, what will happen exactly? Okay, that functionality I can add it in a Lambda function. Okay, कि जैसे when I click on the stop presenting, my screen will stop, screen sharing will be stopped, right? This is the functionality. So that functionality I can define it in the code inside a Lambda function. So this is, you can say, a real life use case. Okay, so these are all the buttons, or and every single button click which you see, there is a like a arrow function behind it, and in Python we can say a Lambda function. Okay, so let me create a very basic function called cube. Okay, how can I do? I need to write cube first. Okay, I need to define the variable cube equals then Lambda. Okay, then similar to this, here I'm passing the like the parameter, defining the parameter inside parenthesis. I don't need to create any parenthesis or something. I just need to write the variable name. Let me write a here. Okay, just to differentiate it. Now similarly I need to write colon here. Okay, then whatever I am returning, जो भी मैं return करना चाहता हूँ ना, I need to write here. In case of square, I am returning n raised to the power 2. In case of cube, what I should return?
A raised to the power cube 3.
A raised to the power 3. Because I want a function called cube which should return the cube of a particular number. Okay, so this is the syntax to create a Lambda function, and this is the syntax to create a normal user defined function. See, यहाँ पे we can do it in one line, and here we need to use like at least 2 lines of code we need to write. Okay, um this is it. This colon is, you can say, it works as a separator to separate the definition, the keyword Lambda, and the parameters and the return value. Okay, so colon के पहले whatever we have written, it is in the it comes in the parameters. Okay, and after the colon we write the return value. So this is the return value. I don't need to explicitly write return or something. Okay, I just need to write what I am returning exactly. Now if I run it, let me print x comma y comma z. So I'll, okay, let me write a very small number or 2, and what do you think will be the output? Will I get some error, or will this give me some output?
Output.
No, 248.
Yes, 248, it will give me an output. Okay, 248. 2 is the actual number, and y, which is the square, and z, which is the cube. Okay, now there is a little thing. What if I return hello here? What do you think? What will I get in this z?
Hello.
Okay, मुझे कोई error नहीं आएगा?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of error you were expecting?
Type error.
Okay, well there is okay, well there is no error. Okay, this is just a normal how function works. No hello, it will not return hello 3 times. If I run it, it will simply return hello. Because जैसे मैंने अगर मैं यहाँ पे simply hi लिख दूँ, okay, then I'll get hi, doesn't matter what number I am passing. Okay, it is not doing any square anything. Okay, so now I'll get hi hello, right? So similarly यहाँ पे this is the return value. So I can write anything here. Now I want it to do like work as a cube functionality, so I should write it in this manner or something, right? So this is it. I hope you guys are like clear with the lambda functions. These are the very basics. Yes, Akash?
Sir, can we use like more than one parameter in it? Like if we say
Yes,
lambda a and b,
yes.
how are we going to use it?
If I want to pass another parameter, let's say b, okay, what I want is first I want to compute the cube of that a, and I want to add that b. Okay, I can do in this manner. Okay, now I want to pass here, let's say if I pass 5 here, what do you think what I'll get in z?
130.
What?
13.
30. Yes.
13, sorry, 30.
Okay, and how it will be 13? Can anyone explain?
First we take
First,
cube of
8.
2 and then add 5
So,
to it.
Yes, 8 plus 5, then 13. Yes. So, are you guys clear with the lambda?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat once again?
Okay. मैं आपको ना एक छोटी सी एक एक्सरसाइज देता हूँ. Create a lambda function, okay, that accepts a name and returns the uppercase version of it. Now, it's a very, very, very small function, we can say.
Lambda.
If you can do, okay, just write the code in the chat box. I'm within the
Lambda
5
name.
minutes. In the meantime, let's move to the next import statements. Or let's wait for a single minute if you all want. How many of you are doing it? Just want to know. Okay, great, great, great. So let's wait for, I guess,
Name dot uppercase.
you can write in the code, no need to speak. Let's let everybody focus on this. Okay, so I'm waiting in the chat box. Okay, done. If you are done, just provide the code. Okay, okay, okay. I can see from Vivek, I can see from Naman. What about others? Yes. Okay. The recording of this session will be provided in my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. Okay, I have shared the link earlier. It is in the pinned, like it is pinned already, I guess. Or you can just search Parampreet Singh Python. You will get the link. Okay. Okay, so many people have done this. Okay, great. So yes, well, you all are right. Okay. Name colon name uppercase, x colon x dot upper, just use upper function. Okay, there is no uppercase function. Okay, so you all are clear with the lambda function, right? I just want to like know that.
yes.
Okay, you guys can lower your hand, and even let's do like, it's a very good exercise that you have done. Even I want to congratulate you all that you are like done with the clear with the concept of lambda. So hats off to you guys. Yes, if we get some claps, that would be better. All right. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, now import statements. How many of you have used math module, OS module, or random module, or any kind of, or if you know what modules are or something, libraries? If you know, you guys can speak up. Just speak up. No need to raise your hand.
NumPy and math.
Sir, can I,
Hmm. Yes, you can
sir, can
continue.
I use library in the exam?
Well, I would suggest not to use. Okay. I guess there
No,
are
no.
restrictions. Don't use
We
the
can't use
libraries.
the ID.
Yes.
ID won't let you do any outer functions.
Yes, don't use any library, just write everything on your own from scratch. Yes, so math, random, these are libraries. So basically, what libraries are used for is, let's say, let's take an example. Okay, what I have, let's say मैंने कोई एक I have created a library called a chat with LLM or something. Okay, I have created this code ki what you can do is you can use my code in your app, in your software, doesn't matter you are building a app, website or anything, and you can chat with the like LLM, chat GPT or DeepSeek or any kind of LLM. Okay. Uh, Now you don't need to write that code from scratch ki I need to do API call, I need to like define the model, I need to do all the setup and everything. What you need to do is you just need to use some particular functions from my library. Okay, and the list of libraries, the exhaustive list of libraries are available in PyPy. Okay, so this is the Python packages index. Okay, it consists of all the packages. So here as you can see there are like 60. Okay, so there are many libraries, there are almost 6 lakh libraries, okay, in this PyPy, which anyone can publish it, even you can publish it if you have like created some specific written, if you have written some specific code, okay, जो कुछ specific काम करता है, you can publish it as a package and anyone can install it using pip, or nowadays we use UV as well. So आप लोगों ने देखा होगा pip install numpy panda something, right? So
Yes, sir.
yes, so this is
Yes.
how you can install it. Okay, now after installation, so there are many kinds of there are like this is, you can say, the package system. Okay, in each programming language we have these packages. Okay, so in Python we have packages, we have like modules, and we have libraries. Now what is the difference? Can anyone explain? Okay, so guys, one thing, you can lower your hand. Okay, so there won't be any kind of like, if you guys need to ask something you can just simply ask. Okay, so packages are like overall thing. Let's say, how many of you have used some external library, numpy, pandas, or if you have used pip install, which library you have used?
NumPy and Matplot.
Pandas, run.
Pandas.
For that we have to have
Okay, numpy,
input.
pandas, matplotlib, right?
I-
ओके, इफ सो मैं एक बहुत ही जनरल एग्जांपल ले लेता हूँ. लेट्स से आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ लाइब्रेरी कॉल्ड चैट विद LLM. ओके, in chat with LLM I have like OpenAI, I have DeepSeek, okay, and I have defined some other architecture as well called LangChain.
So what
Okay,
is this LLM?
the chat GPT, Perplexity, DeepSeek, which we use in our daily life,
Any AI.
these are LLMs. Okay, or chat with, let me write a chatbot, this is a simpler term. Okay, so if you want to use OpenAI, in that OpenAI, what I have is I have some, let's say, functions. Okay, chat GPT 3.5, chat GPT 4.40. Okay, and in DeepSeek I have like DeepSeek R1, DeepSeek V3, which is the latest, and some other, and so on and so forth. Okay, so मेरे पास ऐसे सारी चीज़ें हैं. Now this chat with chatbot, this is a package. Okay, why this is a package? Because it contains some smaller parts. Okay, it contains OpenAI part as well, it contains DeepSeek as well, it contains LangChain and other stuff. Okay, now if I want to use this specific chat GPT 3.5, chat GPT 4.0, it is you can say it is a module. Okay, that means अगर मुझे सिर्फ ChatGPT 3.5 यूज़ करना है, if I want to use ChatGPT 3.5 only, I need to use that module only, I don't need to use DeepSeek and other things, right? Similarly for these as well. So एक rough example, these are modules. Okay, okay, and this whole you can say as a package, and this specific you can say this is a library. Okay, we often call it whole as a library as well. Okay, so these are some interchangeable terms. Mainly if you have, let's say if I have created a specific uh, module, something like this, some Python file, if it is a single Python file, no, that is a module. Okay, so this is a module, this is a module, this is a module, this is a module. If I have like some folders then within some Python files, then it will be considered as a package. So mainly difference यही है. Now मैं आपको ना एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. Let's say if I create a module named useful functions.py. Okay, there let me define some functions. Square. Okay, let me define cube. See, basically for CSV file handling you need this. Okay, so I have defined these 4 functions here. Okay, are you guys clear with these 4 functions, what they are doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, इसमें किसी को कोई doubt? I hope no. Now what I'll do is, let's say मैंने ना अपना एक कोड लिखा and I want to use that this square function in my main.py. Okay, so this is a basic Python file I have created of 4 functions: square, cube, add, subtract. Okay, which are specifically taking some numbers and doing the respective calculation and returning it. Okay, this is just the same thing जो अभी मैंने I have done. Now let's say if I have some program here, what I am doing is I am taking the input from the user and I want to print the square of x's and the cube of x's, this. Okay, now I have not defined square and cube here. There are 2 ways how can I use square and cube. One is I can define square and cube here. Okay, this is one way कि मैं यहाँ पे I'll define these functions. This is one way, right, जो अभी हमने which we have done, right, while learning about functions. But this is a very like small function. Let's say the lines of code will increase in thousands of lines. Okay, this function is of thousands of line and something. You won't write the code again and again, right? अगर मैंने कुछ काम किया है, if I am sharing it with you, then you will use that work, right? You will not replicate that work, you will not copy paste the work as it is and all, right? So what I can do is I can use these functions directly. How can I use this? I need to import them. Okay, I need to import them in my Python file. How can I do? What is the name of this file? If you guys can see, this is useful functions. Okay, useful underscore functions. I can do, what I can do is I can write from useful functions import square comma cube. Now I have imported square and cube. Now I can use them. So what is doing, how this code is. Okay, let me first run this. So you guys tell me a number, any number, कुछ भी. 66. Okay, it's a bigger number. Let's go to 1 to 10, थोड़ा small number. Okay, okay, 5 7. Okay, let me go with the 7. Hit enter and I'm getting the square here, I'm getting the cube here. Have I defined square or cube here in the main.py? मैंने यहाँ पे I have not defined, right? I have used square and cube from useful functions. Now what is happening is when I am writing this particular line na, it is importing these 2 particular functions, okay, in my file. I cannot see it. Okay, this is all happening internally. I don't need to write anything else, I don't need to see anything. So this is, you can say, a black box. Yeah, I'm just writing this line and I'm using these functions directly. Okay, now whenever I call this square, it will call this square function, okay, and give me the output. And when I call the cube, I'll get this, it will call cube function and it will give me the output. Okay, so this is how it is being done. Now there are a lot of things, LGB rule and other stuff as well. If you want to get more into the like packages and everything, I would recommend you to modules. I have covered it, I guess. Okay, I think yeah, I have covered it in the LGB rules itself. Yes, in session number 12, you guys can, yes. So in session number 12, you guys can like learn about how these like modules work exactly and what is the LGB rule. So there is a rule in Python mainly. How can we use it? So just say override नहीं होगा. If I define a square function in my file and if I import it from anywhere else, so how it will work? Okay, will there be any kind of collision or something? You guys can learn about that in session 12. These are some basics. How can I use them? Now there is another way. I'm just showing you some ways. Import useful functions. Okay, now if I do this and let me remove this line, now can you see I'm getting like these are highlighting in yellow color, right? Yellow underline. If I hover it, it is saying square is not defined. And if I run this as well, let me write 5, getting square is not defined. Why I'm getting this? Can anyone clear?
We have not specified the function name, like just import useful functions, but not
Yes.
square.
Okay, so I have imported useful functions, but um the square, cube and all these are like relates to useful functions only. Okay, these are not explicitly being imported. So what I can do is I can write useful underscore functions dot square. Okay, if I do this again, same thing here, dot. So that means go to the useful functions. Inside the useful functions, go to the cube. Okay, then the same thing is happening. It is calling the cube. Now if I run this and if I enter 3, I'm getting the answer. Okay, so these are like some different ways to do imports and everything. So you guys can learn about it. And there is a wildcard import as well. If I do from useful functions import star, then I don't need to do this. Okay, star means import everything whatever it is defined in the useful functions. So if I import everything, then also it will work. Okay, so there are 3 ways which I have shown you. Okay, there are other ways as well. So yes, that is it. And now I'm getting the square and cube of 12. Okay, so are you guys clear with the basics of import statements? What are modules, libraries and all?
Yes. So it is mandatory to write a star after import.
See, it is mandatory. So here till now what I'm saying is from useful functions import. What import? What I need to import, I have to write it. Okay, either I can import some specific functions or some specific parts, or if I want to import everything, let's say I have defined 100 functions. Okay, and I need to use all the 100 functions here. Is it feasible if I write every single function name? No, right? I need then I need to write like square, cube, function 1, function 2 till function 100. It will take a lot of time. Then what I can do is I'll simply write star. Star means import everything, whatever I have defined here. Okay, let's say you have written, you have created a file of 10,000 lines of code, and I need to use all the 10,000 lines of code. Should I need to like define each and everything? No, I'll simply write import star and I can use that. Okay, now there are like some pros and cons of it. Just watch my session number 12, you will get the clarity. Okay, so is this clear guys, the import?
Can
Yes,
you
sir.
Yes.
can you please explain the libraries? Like what are libraries?
Okay, so let's say मैं आपको ना छोटा सा स्ट्रक्चर बना के दिखा देता हूँ. Let me delete it first. So let's say I have created a folder name chat with chatbot. Okay, inside that I'll have OpenAI. Okay, and inside that I'll have DeepSeek. Again the same example, in OpenAI I have ChatGPT 3.5. Okay, and inside DeepSeek, I have, let's say, DeepSeek R1, which I have simply, जो मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा था, R1 V3 and all. So see, if you can see this file structure, I know this is in very small font, but if you can see this whole chat with chatbot, this is a library or a package. Okay, it contains various modules, like various sub libraries. Okay, DeepSeek is a library. In this chat with chatbot package, there is a library called DeepSeek. There is a library called OpenAI. Okay, let me define, let's say, chat, and what it will do is, or no, let me write, okay, instead of this, what I'll do, I'll go with this R1. I'll write def greet, okay, name, return hello name. आप सबको पता है what this is doing? अभी just don't go into the libraries and everything. Are you guys clear with
What
this? Like,
is string?
this is greeting the user, right? This is taking a name and it is returning hello comma name, है ना?
Yes.
Are you guys clear with this greet function?
Yes.
Everyone? Okay, you guys can give
Yes,
a
sir.
thumbs up if you are clear, so I can move ahead. Okay, now this is in r1.py. r1.py comes in DeepSeek. DeepSeek comes in chat with chatbot. Okay, so there is a like level structure. Now in my main.py, main.py exists in the same folder where chat with chatbot exists. If I want to use this greet function, how can I use this? Now you guys tell me with this example useful functions. If I want to import this greet function, how can I do so?
Import chat with chatbot.
Import chat with chatbot, then
Dot star. Otherwise,
mhm.
greet.
Okay, let's say if I write greet, will it work? If I hover on it, or let me simply run it.
Import. Okay.
Okay, let me define a name here as well. If I write name param and I'll write greet name, okay, it should return me hello param, है ना?
Yes.
Now let me run it. Okay, this is the previous code. It is showing me there is a no module named chat with chatbot.greet. Why it is saying that? See, greet is inside r1.py file. I need to access that r1.py first. Similarly to useful functions. Okay, what I can do is I can write from chatbot. This is, I'm just showing you simple way. From chat with chatbot dot deepseek, okay, dot r1. R1 is the file. Okay, the last one should be the file, not any function name or something. It should be a Python file. Then import greet. Now if I do this, if I run this, so this is for the specific 3, and now see, I'm getting hello comma param, है ना? So this,
Okay.
it is following
So
the same structure, chat with
Sir, can we use path of file also here?
see, you can use the absolute path, but that is not necessary. Okay, when you do like pip install numpy pandas, you don't write like the whole numpy path. You simply write import numpy, import pandas. Okay,
Sir, we can use the name of the file when it is of the same directory, I think. अगर
yes, it is.
different
If it is in the same
directory में
directory, then
होता
we will use the name. जैसे मैंने useful functions में किया, I am just simply writing from useful functions, है ना? I'm just simply using the file name when it is in the same directory. If it is in the like some different folders and all, then I need to define the whole like this way. How can I access the greet? Okay, greet is in r1, r1 is in deepseek folder, deepseek is in chat with chatbot folder. Okay, are you guys clear with it?
okay. Okay.
yes.
Yes.
So R1 is the file and chat with chatbot is the library, right?
Yes, library or
So
the
what's
whole package, we can say. DeepSeek and OpenAI are the libraries. Okay, inside it.
Okay, so files are always in the libraries. So libraries are bigger, and then we have files in the library. That's the
Yes,
difference
yes.
between
And these
library.
files, the R1, it is known as modules. Similarly, we have useful function name module. Okay, this is just a
Okay.
technical name of, you can say, for
Oh,
this. Okay.
okay. Okay.
If you all are clear with it, you can give a thumbs up so we can proceed further to file handling. Okay, great. Okay. And if you want to get deep dive into, you guys can refer to the session 12, as I said. Okay. And yes, so now let's go further into the file handling. Now there are like two types of file handling which we will cover mainly today and which will come in the exam. Okay, the normal text file and the CSV file. Can anyone tell me what file handling is used for?
To get the data from a file or to write a data in a file.
Yes, right. So देखो, let's say what I have done is, let's say I'm taking some names from the user. Okay, enter your name and something. If I want to store that particular name, okay, one easier way I'm telling you is store it in a file. Okay, save it in a file. But should I do it randomly? Sorry, should I do it manually? कि let's say user ने यहाँ पे लिखा, if I run the code, user ने लिखा param. Okay, it is doing hello comma param. So should I just copy the name from here and create a file called uh, names dot let's say names dot txt. Okay, let me create a file called names.txt, and here I'll note down param. Then if let's say if you have used it, and let's say Priyam has used it, so I'll write Priyam here, then I'll note down Priyam here. Is this a efficient way? What do you think? If there are 100 users, no, right? So what I want is, I want to automate it somehow, that whenever some user enters their name, I'll get that data. I'll store that data in my system in this names.txt. Okay, let's go with this example only. Okay, so first we are taking the name, we are greeting the user. Okay, and now I want to store it in names.txt. What I will do is, I'll open that file first. What do you mean by opening that file? I'm not saying you कि आप अपना फाइल एक्सप्लोरर खोलो, वहाँ पे आप names.txt को ओपन करो. No. Okay, I'll use open function in Python. Okay, open names.txt. Okay, then I'll pass in what mode I need to use. Now, can anyone explain what are modes in this file handling?
Like
Write
how we
mode
want
and
to
read
write the
mode.
data or how we want to see the data.
Yes, so there are mainly three modes. Okay, first is so let me write here modes. There are three modes. First
Read
is
mode,
R,
write mode.
write mode, and there is append. Can anyone explain me the difference in all these three?
Read mode
Read
will
mode.
read the file.
Mm-hmm.
Write, we can or write the over. It will overwrite the current file,
Mm-hmm.
and append will add to
The
the.
data. Yes, it will add into the existing file. So you were right. Yes, in the chats as well. W for write, R for read, A for append. Okay, append. You all know what append is from list dot append, है ना? So the same thing here. Now I want to store that name again and again. What do you think? Which mode is required?
Append.
Okay, yes, append. Why not write?
बिकॉज वो एक बार राइट होने के बाद फिर से अगर राइट करेंगे तो वो एक ही बार राइट होगा मतलब.
Right, yes, you are correct. Okay, so I'll simply write A here. Okay, just to pass in the mode. ये हो गया मेरा. Now I need to, like, what I need to do is, I need to reference it. So I'll like store it in a variable. I'll store it in the variable, let's say names file. Okay, that would be a better name. So that means whenever I call using this variable, I'm referring to the file names.txt with the mode append. Okay, now I have taken this input. Okay, and I'm greeting the user. Now I want to store that name in this as well. Okay, मैं ना इसको साथ में ओपन करके रखता हूँ साइड बाय साइड, जिससे और क्लैरिटी मिलेगी. What is f here? That is the f string. Okay, you can read more about it. आपको strings में आपको पता होगा. If not, you can again refer to my string video, f string video and all. Now if I want, now what I want कि मेरे names, okay, मैं इसको ना अभी थोड़ा सा ऐसे कर देता हूँ. आपको names दिख रहे होंगे, right? परम, प्रियम and all. Now I want to store that name in my names file. How can I store that? What I will do, I'll write names file dot write. Okay, and simply, okay, I'll simply pass name. That's it. Very basic thing. I'm going to a very basic thing. Now what we generally do, manually, हम notepad में एक फाइल खोलते हैं, we write the data, we save it and we close that file. है ना? Same thing we need to do here. Okay, now when we are writing now, it is automatically saving it, so we don't need to worry about that. But to ensure कि it will save it, so actually what happens is there is a buffer, let's say kind of an intermediary, there is a intermediary software within this. Okay, in the whole computer ecosystem called buffer. Okay, what actually happens is it will write it in the file. बट लेट्स से मैं कुछ बहुत बड़ा डेटा लिख रहा हूँ, आई हैव 10,000 रोज. ओके, इट विल नॉट इमीडिएटली राइट द 10,000 रोज, इट विल टेक टाइम, राइट? सो इट विल राइट इट इन स्मॉलर पीसेस, लेट्स से 1,000, फिर 2,000, फिर 3,000, 4,000, सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. सो इट विल स्टोर एवरीथिंग इन बफर. आई वॉन्ट टू इंश्योर कि वो सब कुछ फाइल में लिखते, एंड सो दैट आई नीड टू यूज क्लोज हेयर. सो क्लोज क्या करता है? इट विल इंश्योर कि पूरा जो भी डेटा विच आई वॉन्ट टू राइट, it will write it and then it will close the file. Okay, so this is what I need to do. Is this clear, guys? Abhi tak whatever we have discussed. Okay, then let's see a demo. इससे आपको और clear होगा. Let me run this. You guys tell me a name, your name or anything which we should see here.
Jay.
Jay. Okay, I'll write Jay here. Hit so I'll hit enter now. Enter and see, यहाँ पे automatically J आ गया, है ना? I have not copied pasted it. मेरा cursor भी अभी यहाँ पे. Now let me run again. Tell me your name. Anyone guys? Let's be interactive.
Vivek.
Vivek.
Abhishek.
Okay, Abhishek, Ranveer. So let me run this. Okay, now there is a problem. See, Vivek आया है, but it is in the same line of J. How can we handle it?
We can write
Slash.
slash and at
New line.
Yes, we need to create a new line after each name, है ना? Yes. So how can we do this? Plus slash n. Okay. Now let me take it till, like, let me keep it till here. Okay. And now let me run this. So let me write Vivek here. So see, now Vivek is in the line number 4. Okay, and अपने आप एक line number 5 भी create हो गई है. It is an empty line, but it is a line. My cursor is in this file. I'll run it. I'll enter Abhishek. Hit enter. See, Abhishek is added into the file. Now I'll write Ranveer. Ranveer is being added to the file, and so on and so forth. So this is how I am storing the data. Are you all clear with this?
Right now, so it's also showing in same line.
Can you repeat? Can you speak a little louder?
I'm saying it's also saying showing in the same like hello Ranveer, not showing in next one.
You need to explicitly like write this backslash n. So ये क्या करेगा? हर एक नेम के बाद एक न्यू लाइन बना देगा. Okay. Okay. Now let me change this mode to W just to show you what it will do. Let me run this. Anyone, please tell me your name.
Jay.
Okay, again. Sorry. Okay, so Jay we have used. So Mantasha. Let me write this. Okay, yes, so okay, see, all the names are vanished and now I'm left with this. Okay, now if I write Gungun here, now Mantasha vanished and Gungun is here. So this is what we want. What do you think? अगर आप कोई data store करे, do you want कि पुराना data, the existing data should be deleted and new will be stored?
सर मतलब नेक्स्ट लाइन में आना चाहिए ना, ये हेलो के जस्ट नीचे वाली लाइन में आएगा या एक वर्ड छोड़कर उसके बाद आएगा?
Hello के नीचे output में you were saying?
हाँ सर।
No, in output I am not printing anything. Output में I'm not printing anything, so I don't need all this. Okay, I'm just storing the file. मैं print यहाँ तक कर रहा हूँ, उसके बाद I'm not doing anything. So this is storing in the file. This is not printing. Okay. So इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं कि मेरा what I am getting in the command in the terminal. Okay, it doesn't matter. It is up to you. You can write like name is stored. Okay, something like that. That is up to you, what you want to print, what you want to do, but this will not print anything or something. Okay, are you all clear with this, the write mode and the append mode?
सर अगर हम चाहते हैं कि हेलो के नीचे वाली लाइन में नाम आए तो वो कैसे आए?
नीचे वाली line में like okay, below that I can simply, okay, let me write here name is stored comma name, and let me write name again here. I just need to print it, right? Now let me do it and let me use any name, let's say Kalyani. Okay, hit enter. See, I'm getting hello Kalyani, name is stored Kalyani, name is stored, and then I'm getting Kalyani here. This is like whatever you want to print you can print. Okay, 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 so किसको clear नहीं हुआ है the difference like in write and append mode? If you are clear, please give a thumbs up so that we can proceed from.
Sir,
So
what should we need to do, like if you want to save the data in write mode? Like we also need the previous data.
Then you need to use append mode.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, simply. So ये example आप लोगों ने the explanation you guys have given me and I have shown you a demo. Okay, so this is how it works. Now let's say I have written all these names. Now instead of like reading all this, I'll comment it out. Okay, I'll comment this out as well. What I want is I want to print all the names. Let's say I have thousands of name in this names. Okay, I can't open the file or anything. Let's say मेरी file I can't open the file directly. Okay, let's assume that if I want to see what is the content in my file, what should I do using Python?
Open
I need to open that file in which mode?
Python
Read
and
mode.
read mode. Yeah.
Okay, if I want to see the content, if I want to read the content, then I need to use read mode, which is R. Now, okay, let me go with a different syntax this time. Okay, with open. So I'm using with statement here. I'll see, if you see, most of the portion will be same. Okay, in this I have used open, same way I have used open here. Okay, there is no difference. I have written here names file, I'll write names file here. Okay, so this is another way. And now okay, why I'm doing this, can anyone tell me?
Close करने नहीं
we
Yes,
don't need to close.
yes, this is like called as context manager in Python. What it will do is it will automatically close the file. Okay, yes, okay, I'll explain you that as well, no worries, after this. Okay, so this read, now I need to read like all the names in the here. What I'll do, I'll simply, let's say names equals names file dot read. I'll simply do this and that's it. I don't need to close it, I don't need to do anything. Now if I run this, I'm getting all the names here. Okay, Param, Priyam, Jay, Vivek, Abhishek, Ranveer. Are you all clear with this? Okay. Now if I want, so Abhi, if we see, this is our names. Okay.
सर एक बार ये फिर से रिपीट करना.
Okay, so let's say if I want to read what is the content in my file, if I want to read the content of my file, then I need to use the read function, and this with I am using, okay, instead of this assigning a variable and closing it. Why I'm using this with? Because it will automatically close the file. I don't need to write this dot close again and again. Okay, it will automatically close it. So this is, you can say, it is a safer way to use file handling, to do file handling. Okay, and then bus I'm reading the file. This means it will read everything in the file, and it will, okay, what will be the data type of this names?
String.
Okay. Now, so each of the name is in this. Okay. But if I write Parampreet space Singh, okay, if I write my full name here, okay, this is in one line. What do you think? Currently I'm getting 6 lines, but there are like 7 words. So what do you think? Should I get, if I run this code, what will I get? I'll get 7 lines or I'll get 6 lines only?
6.
Okay, one is saying 7, 6. What do you guys, what others? 6. Okay, if I run this, so see, I'm getting 6 here. Okay, so what read is doing is, it is reading the whole file as it is, जैसे भी है content. Okay, it doesn't matter it is in another line, it is with the space or something, it doesn't matter. Now let's say I want to read it as in line by line. Okay, what I'll do, I'll write read, I'll use read line function. Read line will do, what read line will do is, if I run this, see, I'm getting only first, yes, first line. Read line will read the file line by line. Okay, now if I want, let's say, what I can do here is, I can write names to equals name dot read line. Okay, if I print names to, now what do you think, what will be the output? Parampreet Singh then Priyam, or Parampreet Singh then whole these all lines?
सर लिस्ट ऑफ लाइन्स.
Okay, if I run this, so I'm getting a different. Okay, one is saying Priyam and one is saying list of lines. If I run this, I'm getting Parampreet Singh, then Priyam. Obviously there's a new line क्योंकि यहाँ पे आके एक new line बन रही है, ठीक है? I'm not getting a list of lines or something. It is simply used for reading data line by line. Okay, now, so this is another way of reading. Okay, there are mainly 3 ways. First
Hello,
is, yes.
sir. Why a new line has been created between Preet Singh and Priyam?
Okay, let me print the length of this. Okay, length of names. Now see, this is of 10 characters. Okay, this is of 5 characters, and there is a space in between this. So कितनी length हुई इसकी? 10 plus 1 plus 5. What is the length of this line? 16.
16.
Okay, now if I run this, I'm getting 17 here. Why I'm getting
Because
17?
of slash n.
Yes, because of slash n, and that slash n is a specific character as well. We cannot see it, but we can see it in the output. It is creating a new line, right?
So can we use end to avoid that line?
Yes. Also, what can you do is, you can use dot strip. Do you know what
Okay.
strip is?
Dot strip. Yeah.
Remove extra spacing.
Yes, remove extra spaces from left and right. If I do this now, see, I'm getting 16, and now I'm getting in the, like, now I'm not getting the extra lines or something. है ना? Is this clear to you all? Okay. This strip function is clear to you all?
Yes.
That is,
Sir,
yes.
So the read line will always by default read the first line.
Yes.
What if we want to read the second or third line directly?
Okay, that also I will tell you. So okay, now अभी पहले ना एक थोड़ा सा और कर लेते हैं. Let me just remove this strip and every extra code में हटा देता हूँ. So there is one more function called read lines. Now what will I get here?
All the
All the
lines.
lines.
Yes, all the lines. But how? In like in a string?
Line by line. Yeah, string.
List.
Okay, two are saying list, one is saying string. So let me run it. List
Understand.
of lines.
List of
Yes.
lines.
So list of lines. That means list of string. So see, I have this parenthesis and backslash n as well because this is a valid character. Okay, this is what I was writing here. So that's why I'm getting backslash n. Okay. So see, this is the list, 6 lines. Uh, is it actually? It is actually a list. Let me print the type. Okay. See, class list. It is actually a list. Okay. It does not only looks like list. जैसे डिक्शनरी में होता है, we think that it is a list or a tuple, but it is just a list like object, but no, it is actually a list. Okay. See, अभी यहाँ पे एक 7th line created है, right? Now if I remove this, I'll just keep it as it is. Now if I run this, can you guys spot a difference? एक छोटा सा difference आया है. Okay.
New line character.
Yes, new line character is not there for Ranveer. Why it is not there? Because there is a no new line after Ranveer. All right, is this clear to you all? Okay, great. All right, so now there is a task. Let's say मेरे पास ना, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा names and I have then names. Now the task is I want to print all the names but in lowercase. Okay, now you guys tell me the code for this. Anyone?
You can use dot
Print
lower.
Append dot lower, maybe.
For any names.
names dot
Okay,
lower.
okay, let's go line by line. Okay, first we have we are like reading the, sorry, we are opening the file. What should be our next step?
So we need to read line, right? Read line.
Yes, so
First.
read line. Let me write names file dot read line, है ना? Dot read line. Yes, I'll get into that header part. I want to print all the names in lowercase. I'll go out
So
of this code, okay, because I don't need any file after that.
Sir, in line number 29, do we need to write as names file at the end?
Yes, that simply represents कि हम इसको किस variable, in which variable we'll like store it, how should we like use it further. Okay,
Oh.
that is important. Now, okay, now I have this, what this names is.
variable. So we need to do print names dot lower.
Okay, all right. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the data type of this names? Just
It is
read the
list.
code
String.
once.
String.
List.
No
It's a
list.
list.
String.
Okay, I'm getting duplicate different answer. So अभी मैं क्या करता हूँ, I'll just print the type of this. Okay, to confirm it. Yes, it will be list of strings. Okay, अभी what we have seen. Okay, it is a list of strings and each
Strings.
string is each line. Okay, now what I want to print each and every name in lowercase. Now you guys tell me, let's say you have a list of names, how will you print those names in lowercase?
For I in names,
For I in names,
We can use a empty list here so that we can append the lower name. First,
No,
we
no,
need
no,
to
I just need to print, I don't need to store or anything.
Print
I is
names
equal
dot
to I dot lower.
uh Print, what after
Names
that?
dot lawyer.
Names
I
dot
Lawyer.
no I dot lower.
I dot lower. Why I dot lower? Because I is referencing to each line, okay, which is eventually is a each name. Now if I run this, I'm getting the names, I'm getting in lowercase. My task is done, but there is a little bit, you can say there are some bugs. I'm getting this names here as well. I
सर
don't
स्ट्रिप
need that.
मेथड
Sorry.
आई थिंक स्ट्रिप मेथड यूज
Okay, yes. That strip is for this extra new line. Where should I use this strip? I can use it anywhere. I can use strip first, or I can use lower than strip. है ना? It doesn't matter. If I run this, see, I'm getting these in the new lines. But there is still one this bug in my code.
We need to get rid of this header file.
Yes, yes. How can I get, how can we get rid of this? Next.
we can change read lines as read line, then it will work, I think.
Okay, if I do this, if I run this, but then I'm getting this names as
Oh,
in
sorry,
this.
that is not in range of length of you.
Okay, see, this is in my
Can you
first
tell
line.
the reason why names is appearing in the output?
You can strip the first
Slicing from the
slicing like
Okay, even before that slicing, what I can do is there is one way of slicing, right? कि मैं first वाला index ignore कर दूँ, बाकी सारे we can take it. Let's do like before that, even with during the read only. Yes, read line. What I'll do is I'll simply write names file dot read line. I have just done this. That means first I'm reading a single line, which is names. Then after that I'm calling read lines, which is eventually calling all these. If I run this, I'm getting these names. Are you all clear with this? Okay, how many of you are confused with this? Okay, 2, okay, 3. ऑल राइट, सो मैं एक छोटा सा दोबारा से बता देता हूँ. सी, मुझे ना फर्स्ट वाली लाइन इग्नोर करनी है. ओके, सो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं फर्स्ट लाइन को रीड कर रहा हूँ. लेट से मैं इसको ऐसे लिख देता हूँ, इग्नोर लाइन something. So I want to ignore the first line and I want to only use the rest of the lines except the first line. So first I am reading the first line. Okay, I am ignoring it and I am just reading all the rest of the lines. That is a simple task which I need to do. So this is how we build logical reasoning. So generally I want in my output what my outcome should be. In my output I just want the names in lowercase. I need to ignore the new lines, extra new lines. I need to ignore the names in my output. Why same चीज I am applying here. I am ignoring the new lines, I am ignoring the first line. The same thing, just in the code. Okay, whenever like you think something like, okay, at first when we were at this place, okay, so what problems do you see here? First identify the problems. There are two problems which we can see here. Can anyone tell?
we
Space is
have
appearing
name.
and name is also appearing.
Yes, name is
Yes.
appearing and this extra new line is appearing, right? So these are the two
Yes, sir.
problems. So let's get into this problem first, the new line one. How can we fix it? We can fix it by removing that new line using strip, है ना? Now
Yes.
we are like done with this problem. Okay, we have found a solution. Now we have this problem for the names. We need to ignore this names in the output. We do not need this names. How can we get rid of this? I'll just read it once and I'll ignore it. I do not store it. I do not do anything on this. Okay.
Sir, what's the reason behind it, sir? Only if we read, then it won't appear again. Like by reading it,
Okay.
won't it be appear again?
See, the thing is, whenever I open the file, na, there is a virtual cursor. The cursor at starting, it is in this. Okay, when I call read line, okay, it will go down. Okay, so that means मेरा इतना part हो गया already. Now I cannot go back by default. Okay, मैं बस I can only move forward. So when I'm doing read lines, or even after that when I do read line or read, it will only read this content, the content after the cursor, because my cursor was there earlier. When I called read line, it goes to the next line. Okay, so this is what eventually is happening. जैसे हम cursor का use करते हैं ना, the same way cursor is being used here. It is a virtual cursor, we cannot see exactly. Okay, so that is the thing here. Now there are like some more ways. Dot seek is a way, and to go back to change the cursor and all the things. I'm not going into that. That will simply like complex this topic further. If you want to learn more about file handling, okay, like how that seek works. Let's say अगर मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, if I am here, I want to go back to the Parampreet, this line number 2, or if I want to go to line 6, then I want to go to line 2. I have explained everything in this session number 16. Okay, you guys can watch that. Okay, I'm just
So,
keeping
so
this.
basically in file handling, first we need to read the lines and then we have to do the manual operation, which we are doing with the list
Yes,
and
yes,
dictionary and other
yes,
things.
yes, yes, right, you are absolutely right. अभी एक बहुत ही छोटा सा टास्क कर लेते हैं. आई थिंक वी शुड हैव टाइम. लेट्स से आई हैव अ para.txt. ओके, मैं यहाँ पे ना इफ आई ओके let's write a paragraph about Python only. So ChatGPT will, I guess, automatically completes it for me. Or if I simply write 10 lines about Python, I guess it will do. Yes, so it is doing for me. And so this is what, like, it is automatically completing. I am not doing anything. Okay, so yes, I'll simply like fix it a little bit. Okay, okay, all right, bus up, that's it, I guess. Yes, so this is what, like, I have, let's say आपके पास you have some file. Okay, so I have this file. This is about Python. Okay, it has written like all these things about Python and everything. इतना clear है? Is this clear? This is this file I have generated just right now. Any file, you can take any file, you can take any data, you can copy any data, create a file. Okay, how many of you are coding along with me in this session? Okay, 1 2 3 4, great. So if you are coding 5, then आपका concept मुझसे भी पहले clear हो रहा है. Okay, that is a benefit for you. I was not able to. No worries. Yes, the recording of this session will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Okay, you will get it here. The link I have already shared. You can just write Parampreet Singh Python. You will get the channel link. Okay. Yes, tomorrow at the same time, 7 to 9 p.m. we will be having the practice session where we will be practicing all the things. अभी एक छोटा सा question कर लेते हैं. Okay, just to clear our understanding. So this is a para.txt file. Okay, now what I want is मैं छोटा सा कुछ कर लेता हूँ. Okay, if I want to count how many sentences are there. What is a sentence basically? If I want to count the number of sentences using Python. Okay, so let's go into that question. But before that, what is a sentence? How can we like identify कि sentence मेरा यहाँ पे end हो गया? Yes, sentence ends
Number
with
of
a full stop.
stops.
Yes. So the number of full stops represents like the number of sentences I have. Am I right? Can we
Yes.
say this? ये सबको clear है ना? Is the logic is clear? The number of full stops are the number of sentence we can say. Okay, so like yes, Farhan. Okay, you can lower your hand. Okay, now we have, like, let's say this is the first sentence. How can we identify? We can identify with full stop. Yes, so let's see how many number of sentences we have. First, what we need to do, very first step. Now you guys tell me.
Open.
Open the file. Let me open the file, para.txt. Should I open it read mode or write mode or append mode?
Read mode.
Read mode. Okay, and default also the mode is read. Okay, so if I just want to read, I don't need to write R explicitly. I can simply just do this as, let's say, if I write as F. Now what should be my next step?
We should read the lines.
Okay, so there are three functions mainly: read, read line, read lines. Which one do I need here? See the data
Every
first.
Only read.
Okay, why read? Why not read lines?
Read lines will create list, and read will create the read the entire text.
Whole content. Okay, so there is a, like, okay, can you tell me how many lines do we have in this para.txt?
That can be.
Then
We need to count the number of full stops.
No, 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 not sentences. I'm asking about lines. No, there is only one line. See, there is only one line. Okay, there is just the second line, it is just empty line. So there is only one line. Do I need read lines for this?
No.
No, because there is a one line. Okay, are you guys clear with this? Okay, ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा ना, let me do this. So let's say if I write lines here, f dot read lines, this is how we read it. Am I right?
Yes.
है ना? Now let me read it. Okay, read lines, or let me see the length. Okay, I should get the number of lines. This is clear? Okay, now if I run this, I'm getting one here, but I have like various, these are sentences, so this you need to get clear of. The lines which I have here is only one. Okay, so these are all like sentences, each and everything in single line. You can see, like, here this is my first line and second line is empty, so I have only one line here. Okay, are you all clear with this now? Okay, great. Now do I need read lines? What do you think?
no.
No,
No.
I only need read. Am I right? I only need read.
Yes.
If I run this now, I'm getting 935 something. What this 935 is? Okay, what this 935 is? You guys tell me. Is it a sentence? Is it a word?
Words,
Is it a character? Or
Number of words.
words, characters.
It's character.
yes,
Characters.
number of characters, not words. Okay. Now, our task was to see number of sentences. How can we see number of sentences? Just by counting the number of full stops we have. Am I right? है ना? Okay.
Yes, right.
Now you guys tell me, how can I count number of full stops in this lines?
See, for char in lines,
Mm-hmm.
if char is equal to dot,
Okay.
then we need to initialize count variable also
Okay.
to 0.
Yes.
And then we need to increment the count
By one.
by 1 and then print the count.
Number of sentences in the file, which is the count. If I run this, we have like 9 count here. 9 sentences. If I using find also, if I see, I have 9. Is this clear, guys? How many of you are clear with this? Okay, I guess almost all. Great. Now there is a shortcut shortcut way as well. There is a method, some method.
Same.
No, there is some method for a string to count something. No,
Ends
not
with.
ends with. No. Um,
We will use lambda function.
no. Okay. Let's say I have this name here. I need to count how many times A is occurring in my name. I can do name.count A. Am I right?
Yes.
Similarly, if I need to count number of sentences, how can I do this?
Can count dot
Yes,
count.
dot. Okay, that's simple. And I need to store that in count. Now if I run this, I'm getting the same output. Is this clear to everyone? Okay, great. So I hope सबको clear होगा. So see, both ways are right. Actually, who said that way? The loop जो count वाला था.
Vicky.
Yes, Vicky. Vicky, you are absolutely right. Okay, there is no like wrong way in that was also not wrong. That was absolutely right. In fact, I suggest you, if you get these kinds of questions na, where you need to count number of sentences or number of words or something, use this way. Do not use lines dot count or something. That was a shortcut way which I was telling you all. Okay, this is, you can say, a proper way. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. See, the thing is, everything is about logic and finding patterns. We know how do we write sentences in English. We know sentence ends with a full stop. So with the full stop, we can recognize how many lines are there in the particular para, like how many sentences are there. Now, if I need to see how many words are there, can you guys tell me like what I need to figure out?
Spaces, number of
Yes,
spaces.
number of spaces. Very basic thing, very simple thing. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. If I simply replace it with this, I can simply say it is number of words. Like how many spaces do I have? So 132 spaces. So if I simply check for spaces, I have 132 spaces. Okay. This is as simple as that. So mainly the logic was to finding the pattern. The pattern can be like that space, that full stop. Okay. When you are clear with the pattern, then you need to write the logic. That's it. 50% was the pattern, 50% was the logic, and your answer is, your code is completed. So how many of you have found it easy, like with the pattern and this? Okay, logic is up to you. Okay, do you have, okay, full case, do you have any doubt? Okay, all right. So should I give you guys a small exercise?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Um, well, I'll provide you this data, but you don't need this data specifically. Use any, just Google or you chat GPT, copy paste any paragraph. Okay. Count number of words, number of sentences. Okay. How many numbers as well as number of vowels, and number of vowels, each vowel. Like we have 5 vowels, so you need to count how many times A is occurring, how many times E, I, O, U, these are occurring. So this is a small exercise. Well, it's not that much small, but
Sir,
yes. Yes.
can we write all in one, like char equals to AEIOU?
No. Okay, let's say if I have my name here.
But you can write care in EA.
Yes, char in AIOU, that you can. Okay, so you are like clear with that. Okay, no need. So write a Python program to count number of these things from a text file. Okay, I'll paste this question. So I would recommend everyone to do this question. Okay, and whosoever do this, you can paste the code, the solution in the uh, comment of this video, and I'll upload the video in my YouTube channel. Okay, so well, it's an exercise for you guys only. Okay, it's a very simple code. Just the way we have counted sentences and words, you need to count other things like the numbers, vowels, and everything. How many of you feel confident that you can do this? Okay, only one, two, three, four. Okay, five, six. Okay, so out of 34, currently 6. And how many of you think like you will need, let's say, 15 or 30 minutes? Then also you can do this. I think, okay, out of 34, okay, I hope, I guess 15 to 20 people. Okay, let's see how many solutions I'll get in the comments. Okay, so this is an exercise for you guys only. You guys can do it right now. You guys can try it after the session. It's up to you. Yes, it will take 5 minutes. It will take 1 minute. It can take 30 minutes. It's up to your speed and everything. Yes, Farhan. Do you have any doubt? Okay. I think no. Now the last thing, CSV file. So हमने इसका देख लिया, names का. Now what is CSV file? Can anyone tell me? Not the full form, but actually what is a CSV file?
It has rows and columns.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else?
It is having a key or value.
Okay, key and value. Not exactly, but indirectly we can say that. Okay. Anyone else want to like say what are
Comma,
CSV files?
comma separated value.
Yes. Okay, that is the definition only. That is the like the full form. So mainly it is a kind of a way to store data, okay, in the format of rows and columns separated by commas. Okay. So how many of you have used Excel, Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets? Okay, I think 90% of you guys. So you might have seen like each row, like each value in each cell. Am I right? And you know what columns are, you know what rows are. है ना? Is there anyone who doesn't know the difference in rows and columns? Don't need to be like shy or something. If you know, I can explain it as well. So, okay, I think then you all are clear. So let me show you this data. Can you guys see this data? Okay, how many columns are there? So it is separated by the colors as well.
5, 6.
Okay, I'm getting two different answers.
6.
Yes, 6 is the number of columns. And how many rows are there if I go to the very end? How many rows of data? Make sure
50.
51.
51.
Okay, it is 50, not
51.
51, because the
So
first line is the column name.
Okay.
है ना? Okay, this is another way of storing the data. Let's say in the earlier example, what we were doing is we were storing the names only. Okay, now let's say you are taking, let's say you have created a form. You are taking input like the name, age, and what they are doing. They are studying, they are working professional or something, what their profession is. Okay, you are taking these three datas. So there is like there are two ways. I'm not going into the databases or something. In the file handling only, I'm telling you there are mainly broadly two ways. First is what you can do is you can create three separate files. One is for names, similarly one is for age, one is for their profession. Or what you can do is you can create a CSV file which contains all the three things, okay, comma separated. That means each column is separated by a comma, okay, and then we can store the details together in a single file, and that is what CSV is. Okay, so are you all clear with the concept of CSVs? Why do we use it and all the things? How many of you have like used NumPy pandas, or let's say some machine learning you have tried or you want to do something? Okay, I know there will be very less. So some people. So in pandas we use most of the time CSVs. That is like for the starting, but when you go further, you will need databases and all the things. But yes, so we use CSV files there majority of the times. I'm not going to tell you how can you use pandas module or something. Just normally how can we use CSV files. So first, let's start by reading the CSV file. So this is a CSV file, right? We have student ID, we have name, age, college name, course, year of study. Okay. Now, what I'll do is, okay, let's say if we want to read this data and we want to print the names of each and every student, like we want to print all the 50 names. This is our task. Okay, are you all clear with the task? Okay, great. Okay, take it. Now what I'll do is, so what should be our first step?
Open the file.
Yes, open the file. So I'll open the file. The file name is collegedata.csv. Okay, and what are we doing exactly? We need the content. So should we use, which mode should we use?
Read mode or default mode?
Yes, read mode. Okay, as F. I can simply write as F. Anything doesn't matter. Now, there is a general way what I can do. F dot read lines. I know. Then what I'll do is print simply lines. So what this will do is, if I run this, so see, I'm getting all the lines here. No, it does not need. Okay, R is by default. That is what I said earlier. R is, it's up to you when whether you write R or does not write R. It takes by default R. Okay, which is the read mode. So see, we are getting a list here, and we cannot see exactly because of like the data. But if I see the type, sorry, in the, see, we are getting list. Okay, and let me see how many lines do we have. Sorry, len and lines. Okay, 51. I am getting 51. I am having mainly 50, but I am having 51 lines because of this first line. You know. Now, okay, I want to print the name. So what problem do you guys see here as of now? There
We
are
need to remove the header file.
header line. Okay, this is the first problem.
Header line.
There is another like problem. The
Then
problem
We
will
need
be
to
solved.
remove the commas.
Okay, one more was someone saying something. We have to strip. What we need to strip? Okay, backslash n. But not only backslash n. We only need the names. We are getting extra data here, right? We are getting the student ID, their college, their age, their department, and all the things. We only need name, which is this pink color, we can say. Okay, pink or purple, whatever. So we need this, right? We only need the names. Am I right? So we can see there are two problems as of now. The first one is we are getting this header. The second one is we are getting the whole data. We only need names. So how can we get rid of header?
then
We'll read the
first
first
line, read line.
Yes, f dot read line we can do. Okay, this is just one way. Well, there is another way also using next function. I'm not telling that as of now. Why? Because we will go into the CSV module as well, and that will automatically fix us that particular way. Okay, so now if I run this, now I'm getting the 50 lines, which is exactly how many number of rows we have. and see, my data is now starting with the actual my list is starting with the actual data only. Now there is the second problem. That second problem is I only need this name, I don't need these extra fields. Now I need to do, which is called as data cleaning. Okay, this is a very important step in the machine learning, in data science, data analysis. Okay, so how many of you have heard of this term earlier, data cleaning? I guess some, okay, some have heard about it. Okay, no worries. So data cleaning is basically what the data required data we want, but like we only need this data, the names, but we are having some extra raw data. We need to clean the data so that we can get to our desired output, which is the names. Okay, so okay, we have this list of strings. Am I right? Is it clear? Okay guys, be interactive please. We are having list of strings or anything else? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now I want you guys to write the code for me. How can, okay, I only want to print the name, but before that, okay, how can I use, like, how can I get each line? Or let's say, how can I
For
get,
L in lines.
yes, for L in line, for I in line, anything.
Split.
Okay. Now, I'll get a line, whole line here. If I run this, so I'm getting a whole line here. है ना?
And then we can use L of 1 to print all the names.
Okay. If I do L of 1, then I'm getting 0, 0. Why I'm getting 0? Okay. What is L? L is a string. Are you all like clear with
Yes,
this?
yes.
L is a
Yes.
string, right? This is a string. L is this.
That was
L
split
of
by
0 is
comma and
S.
make a
Yes, we
percentage.
need to work with the commas, not that. So L of 1 is this particular 0. Okay, so we are getting this 0. We are not getting some error or something. We need to get this particular part. How many of you know about split function? Okay, so see, we have like the whole line here. I only need names, so I can write something like this: L dot split comma. What it means is I'll split each particular line with the commas. So the comma, like this is one particular element, this is another, this is another, this is another, and so on and so forth. Okay, now I will get this as a data. So what data will be? What is the data type? How?
Again, list.
Okay, it will be a
List.
list of strings, but this time it will look something like this. If you see, it is a whole data. First we have the student ID, then name, and so on and so forth. Now I want only the name. Now you guys tell me, how can I get the name here?
Now we will iterate again over the data.
Okay, so we need a loop, or we can do with something else.
Or like
Data of one. Data
Data
of one
of
will
1.
get the
Yes, we
name.
can do simple indexing. Okay, and I can simply print the name. See, we have the names. How many of you are clear with this? Okay, I think 50% or 60% I guess. Okay, no worries, हम इसको थोड़ा और easy way से करेंगे. So this is the first way where we are manually like splitting all these things. Okay, I'll keep this code here as of now. I'm not deleting the code, but this time now let's do the same thing with the CSV module. How many of you have used CSV module? Okay, nobody. Okay, no worries, no worries. So आप सबको modules का तो clear हो गया, right? What are modules? How do we use them? Okay, now let's use with the CSV module. The first thing is the basic, which is to read the file. Okay, itna clear hai? This code is clear? How many of you are clear with this particular code? Okay, great. Now see, CSV module has like some ways to do the manipulation with the CSV files, whether it's about reading or writing. So we need to do the reading. Okay, we need to read the content. So what I will use, I'll use CSV dot reader. Okay, what reader will do is it will take the particular file. The file is F. Okay, I have stored this particular file. I have opened this file and stored it in F. So I'm using this. Now I get my reader object. We can refer to it as a reader object or something. So this reader, you can say, let's say you can say it as a software which works for me to read the file. Okay, so this is a reader which will read for me in the like throughout the process. Now what I'll do here for row in reader, as the code is suggesting me, because this is a basic code, I'll go to like I'll read each and every line. Abhi code, if you are not able to understand the code, no worries. Are you are like clear with these two lines which I have highlighted? Okay, now is there any sound? Okay, great. I think yes.
So is a reader is a function or it's a variable that we have created?
This is a function. Okay, that's why I have written it as a reader object. Okay, well, let's say that this is a reader software or something. Okay, let's do it in an abstract way, or in a programming way we can call it as a reader object. Okay, this will read for me. This is like a tool which will read for me. Now if I run this, see what I was doing with this data, ये इसने खुद से कर दिया मेरे लिए, right? When I was like, when I wrote these how many lines, 5 lines of code, it is doing me in this 3 lines. Am I right? We are getting this, है ना?
So reader will convert the data into list of lists.
Yes. Okay. Or what I can say is I can simply write reader object. Okay. Or let's say what I can do is I can write list reader object. Now I have the data here in this. So now if I do for row in data, I have the same thing. Then I don't need to go to the reader and anything. Okay. Are you all clear with this? How many of you are clear with this? Give a thumbs up. If you are not, you can like give a thumbs down. I'll explain it. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, no worries. 5. So see, हमने क्या किया, हमने ना एक रीडर इनिशियलाइज किया. What it will do is it will automatically read all the data for me. Okay, and it has like its own specific data type or something, but I don't want that. I want it to be a list. So what it will do is it will give me a list of lists. Okay, and that list will contain each of the row. So each list here is representing as a row. So this is first row, this is second row, this is third row, and so on and so forth. Now are you clear? Okay. Okay, just take a little bit of time, spend a little bit of time with me. I'll explain, like you will get clear with as we move forward. Now see, again we are with the same two problems, right? If you see the output, first we are getting this header, second we are getting this unnecessary data which we do not need. Am I right? These are two problems which we are facing right now. Let's solve each problem one by one. So reader dot I guess, okay, sorry, should write it here. So reader object dot I think I don't need that. Okay, no worries. So what I can do here, remember मैंने आपको एक कहा था एक next function भी है something. So we need to simply skip the header row, which is the first row, right? So here what we can do is we can simply do next reader object. What it will do is it will simply like cursor मेरा starting पे यहाँ था, it will simply skip the cursor to the next line. Okay, what next is doing is, for now, for this for the sake of this CSV file, I am telling you what next is doing. आपको clear हुआ what next is doing? By default my cursor was there. When I do next reader object, it will go to the second line from where I want the data.
Sir, is it only works for CSV or
No, it works
TXT
for
also?
generally everything, generally all
Okay.
the iterators. Okay, so now if we see, अभी मैं आपको इसके application दिखा रहा हूँ. Okay, so see, now I'm getting the very first line, which is the very first row. Now we are solved with the like one problem. Now the next problem there is, which is for the that unnecessary data which we are getting. So now I just need to do row of 1. Am I right? Okay, what each row is, can anyone tell me?
Number of lists.
No, row is the that specific row which is a list
Each
of
list.
strings. Okay, so this is like a single row, just that यहाँ पे I have with the comma, but here I have in a Python format, which is a list of strings. Is it clear now what is a row here?
So row is number of lists, right?
No, row is a specific row which we have in the CSV file. जो मैं यहाँ पे कर रहा
Okay.
था ना, l dot split comma,
Okay.
what I was
Okay.
doing here, that is the same thing we have here. I don't need to do this split. Okay, I don't need to do the read lines or something. I just need to do this and this. Okay,
Okay.
now this row is a list of strings. The first element is the student ID, then the name and age and so on and so forth. With the one I can get the name. Am I right? Okay, how many of you okay,
Yes.
you guys tell me, how can I get the age?
But I think I have to split by comma and then we can.
Row
No, no.
2.
No.
Okay, let me print the type of row as well, so उससे आपको और clear होगा. Okay, if I run this, okay, see, this is a list. Okay, each row is a list of these strings. Okay, now are you clear with the row? Okay, can anyone tell me how can I get the age now?
Row of 2, sir.
Row of 2. And how can I get the name?
Row
Row of
1.
Row
row
of
of
1.
1.
Okay, great. So we have the name and the age. Now if I just want to print the name, I can do that. मैं इसको comment कर देता हूँ. And इसको भी I don't need this, right? I only need this stuff. So see, I'm getting the names here again. The same thing which I did here. I don't need to do the split or something. What CSV module does is it automatically do all the like formatting, like comma से split करना and everything. It will do it for me. Okay, so this is what the main main usage of CSV module is. There is also one more way. So abhi, okay, how many of you are clear with this first? Okay, so many of you are clear, some of you are still not clear. No worries, इसके आगे और भी फायदे हैं. This is just about the reading. There is also one more way to read it. Well, I guess I should not tell about that because that will even like confuse you more if you want. So there is a way to read it in as a dictionary, okay, instead of list. That I have covered it in session 17, which you guys can watch it after this. So आपको वो भी clear हो जाएगा. There I have explained it in more like explained in a more detailed manner. Okay. So this what I have done here. I can do the same thing here in these lines mainly simply. Okay. Now okay, let me comment it down. Now one thing, I have this data here. Can you all like see this data? बहुत बड़ा data है वैसे. what are the like, let's say, what are the columns do we have in this data? Okay, मैं थोड़ा simplify करता हूँ. So this is a list of dictionaries. Okay, each dictionary is a specific data for a like specific person, you can say. Each dictionary contains ID, name, age, city, email. Okay. What are the columns here? Can anyone tell me?
ID, name,
Age,
age, city,
email.
email.
Okay. ये सबको clear है? Is it clear to everyone what we have here? And if I, okay, I don't need to ask about that, like how many rows are there or something. So मैं ये करता हूँ, मैं ना इसको assign कर देता हूँ to a variable name data, or let's say my details. Okay, that would be a much better way. So details are here, or if let me use only first 10, or let's say first 5 only. इतना ही मैं लेता हूँ, 1 2 3 4 5, no, 1 2 3 4 and 5. That's it. मैं इतना ही लेता हूँ. I'll write it here. Okay, can you all like, are you all clear with this data, particularly this data? अभी आपको थोड़ा better clarity होगी, right? क्योंकि वो अचानक से इतना सब. Okay, now let's say I want to store this data in a CSV file, and that file name should be, let's say, some details.csv. Okay, now let's do that. What should be our first step?
Open file.
Open the file. Okay, so details.csv. How should I open it? In which mode?
Read.
Append mode.
Okay, now there is a clash. So how many of you are saying I need to open it in read mode to store this data, or write mode, or append mode?
If it is empty, we can write, or already some information is there, we can write in, we can use append mode.
Okay, see, we need to use write mode. Okay, not read mode. जब हमें data, when we want to write some data in a file ना, as I said earlier that we are writing the names, then we need to use write mode or append mode. Now here we don't need to use append mode. Why? Because मेरे पास, I only have this data, I do not have any extra data. Okay, so I don't need to use the well, I can use the append mode, that is up to me. I'll simply use write mode here. Okay, and as f. So this is the basic thing. इतना सबको clear है? Okay, इससे पहले I'll go with this one. So इससे आपको और clear होगा. Can anyone tell me how can I print this particular, let's say this row? How can I print this row from the details?
Details 1.
Details of one.
Details of 1. Okay, if I run this, I'll get this row. Great. Now let's say if I want this Chicago to be printed, how can I print that Chicago? Come on guys, ये तो dictionary का question है. You must have done this in OPP 1.
Details of 3 of
Details of
three
3. Okay,
of
so
city.
what yes,
City.
so what details of 3 will give me? Now I
The
want others to answer as well. So we have like around 20, more than 20 people, so I want all of you to answer. What details of 3 will give me? It will give me this particular row. Okay, details of 0, details of 1, details of 2, details of 3. If I run this, I'll get this here. Now I want this Chicago. This Chicago is the value of this city, right? Am I right? So as Sivran, right? Sivran Jani, yes. So as she said, I need to use city here. Okay, why city? Because this is a dictionary and I want Chicago. Chicago is the value for this key. Now I am getting the Chicago here. Are you all clear with this data? Okay, guys, just one thing. Whenever you do these kinds of questions, na file handling mein, you will encounter many questions like this. You need to first understand the data, how your data is like structured, how can you access each particular value or something. Okay, when you are clear with that, then आपके लिए बहुत easy होगा आगे proceed करना. Now let's proceed to further to this details. Now what we need to do is we need to write all this data in the CSV file. Okay, generally, let's say without using the CSV module, or what do you guys suggest? Should I use CSV module or without? Actually, I want you to decide. Anyone can say. So if you
Without.
want with, okay, if you want with CSV, you can give a thumbs up. If you want without CSV, you can raise your hand. Okay, okay, one. All right. So we one. Okay, only one need or three. Okay, तो मैं पहले ना without CSV कर लेता हूँ, ठीक है? तो इससे और क्लैरिटी होगी. Now, if I want to store this in the CSV file, I need to store only these values. Okay. First I need to get the details. So आप लोग मुझे बताओ, how can I proceed? Okay. So first I need to get each row, which is each detail, right? In the details. If I print the row, what would be my output? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? What
Each
will I?
row.
Yes, each row will be a like each particular dictionary. Okay. Now, I want to store each particular these values in my like as in the CSV file. So मुझे उसके लिए I have to first format the data such that I'll get in the CSV format. Okay, CSV format is the comma separated format. So first I need to extract the values and everything. So how can I extract the values from the row?
Row of 1
Okay, row of,
or
but row is
0
a
or.
dictionary.
Okay, then we need to
We
write the
can get
key of.
keys.
Okay, so there is one more way. Do you know row dot values function? If I do values, if I don't print this, now if I run, so see, I am getting the values here only 7027, Andrew, 40, Atlanta, and everything. So I'm getting the values here. I am one step now closer, right? Now I have the
We,
values.
we
Now,
can write keys as header and values as the record.
yes, we can use keys as well if we want the keys, but right now we need the values. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
so now we have the values, but that values, this is in the list format, right? If you see, or if I explicitly convert it to a list, because this is of dict values type. Now if I run this, so I have this list, है ना? But now I do not like let's so I have this data, but I want it as such that ये मेरा CSV के type का हो, like this type. Okay, the comma and all, there should not be any list or something. Is there any way? Okay, now let's do some functions as well. So functions से पहले okay, how many of you know about,
We can use join to join the
yes,
list
I
values.
was going to there that only. How many of you know about join function? Okay, only one, only two, three. Okay, 3 4 people. So what join do is it joins, like it takes a list of strings and it will join that with the particular value whatever I'm passing. If I pass in comma dot join values, it will join all the values and return me a string. Okay, so something like if I print x here, but I'll get an error here that you guys need to tell me what that error be. So first of all, let's resolve that error. So the requirement for join is all the values should be string. So I'm getting an error here that item 0 is an int, not string, like expected string, but int found. That means int is there but not string in the 0. So how can I convert this into the string data type? The 0th index. Okay.
A string of L of 0.
Yes, values equal, values 0 equals string of value 0. Okay, same way I need to do for age as well. Age is in which index?
2.
2. Okay, so this is how I have done this. So now if I run this, अब मेरा run हो जाएगा, and now can you see I am getting in the CSV format. This is in CSV format, right? How many of you are clear with this now? Okay, only one and two. Okay, 2-3 people. All right. So कहाँ पे doubt है? Can you guys tell me which point, which line is not clear or something? I can explain that.
Can you please explain the join function?
Okay. Oh yes. What join is doing is it is checking all the like all the values in the list. Okay. All values should be of string type, and it is joining all the values with this comma. So that's why I am getting a string which has like all the values joined. So x is of type string. If I print the type as well, so it is of type string. Now how many of you are clear? Okay, so now I guess, okay, again 2. Where is the, like, I think it should be clear. Join though we have done in OPP 1 as well. It was there in the OPP 1 syllabus. Okay, no worries. So join ka, where you guys are like not clear in the join or in any specific line? Okay, I think I should explain the code again. So first we are creating the file. We are reading each row, which is each dictionary. Okay, I need to only store the values. Okay, that is what CSV is about. So I am taking the values, all values should be in string, so I'm just converting the values to the string. Okay, now I'm creating it as a format which is a CSV format, which is this particular format: a value, comma, then another value, then comma, then another value, then value, then comma, and so on and so forth. Okay, and that is what I have here. How many of you are clear? You can give thumbs up or something. Okay, now a little bit better. So no worries. जैसे आप like whenever you stay with the flow, you will get clarity. And if you do the code like with me or while watching this session as a recording, आपको और clear हो जाएगा. Okay. Now I just need to write this data. F dot write the same thing which we were doing. Okay. F dot write x. Okay. Now we have, I guess, this file here. Right now this file is empty. Let me open this file here and the main.py, or let me open it here. Okay, so this is the details.csv. This is an empty file, right? Now if I run this code, so see, now my data is added here, but there is a little flaw. How many lines are there? Anyone?
Only
Only one. Okay, Why there is only one line? Because I have not defined where like a line should end. So ये तो सबको पता है ना, f dot write we have used earlier. The same way we have like added the names, same way I'm using the f dot write here. I need to pass in an extra new line, right? So this is what I'm doing here. If I pass here now if I run the code, so see, now each line is in the CSV format. This is how we have created a CSV file. How many of you are clear? I guess maybe 1, 2, 3 or something. Okay, many are clear. Better. So this is like, abhi pata hai what happened exactly? Actually, the thing is, we have to do a lot of things. Like we need to convert the values, we need to get the rows and everything. So that's why I was asking about the CSV module. Now let's do it with the CSV module. काफी easy हो जाएगा. Okay, just one thing. With open details.csv, or let me create details2.csv. ठीक है, write mode as f. Now I need to write this data. So this data is in list of dictionary. Okay, what I can do here is I can use csv dot dict writer. Okay, dict writer, and yes, simply I'll pass in f first. Okay, and this is my writer which I'll get here. So what this means is मेरा data जो है, it is in the format of dictionary. Am I right? How many of you are clear with this line? Guys, please respond. This is the last topic. Well, इसके बाद तो और कुछ है नहीं. Okay, I guess only one is there. What about others? This line is clear. What I am doing here is okay. Take it. Better. So see, we have the data in the format of list of dictionaries. So I'll use dict writer here. Okay, this is another way to write the details. So when we have data in this manner, na, list of dictionaries, we'll use dict writer. And then what I'll do here is writer dot, okay, I don't need to write the header first. Let me write use write rows. Yes, write rows. So now जो मेरे पास यहाँ पे details list of dictionary है ना, I just need to pass this details as it is. Okay, and that's it. I don't need to do anything else. Well, there is one thing which I am missing out right now, but that I'll explain you. But right now we do not have any details2.csv. Let me first run this. I guess I'll get an error. Yes, the required field names. The thing is, we need to first tell it, the CSV module, ki what would be my, okay, there is one missing data. Can you tell me what was missing here in this CSV file जो अभी हमने बनाई थी? Well, there are no header. There is no header, like what this is representing, what this is representing. I do not have the details, like the student ID, name, age and all, right? So we need to we need to explicitly tell it what are the header. Okay, what is the header? So what I can do is I can simply write header equals list, and I'll pass in these keys, whatever the keys I have. Okay, and that is the field names. Okay, field names equals header, and I need to write that header first. Okay, so I have added that header, and that's it. Just this thing. That means I need to write that this header in the details, and that's it. उसके बाद I just need to pass this whole list of dictionary. Now if I run this, I have not received any output. Yes, I'll explain that right rows. So see, if I show you, this is what I got here, details2.csv. The same thing which we did in the details.csv, but now with this only these 4 to 5 lines of code. जो हमने पहले इतनी लाइंस ऑफ कोड में किया था. ओके, I don't need to convert the data, I don't need to get the values, I don't need to join, I don't need to do anything. I just need to use write rows. So now write rows is there. अभी जैसे हमने read line और read lines पढ़ा था ना, it is similar to that. Write row, there are two functions. One is write row. Write row takes a single dictionary. If I do, let's say, details of 0, okay, so it will only write this specific row. I'll show you. Okay, not here. Yes. So see, abhi we have these details. Okay. What I am doing here is I am writing the header. I am writing only the first row, which is this particular row. Okay. And right now my data looks something like this. Now if I run this, so see, now only one row is being written here, which is this one. Okay, are you clear with the right row? Okay, what about others? Is there any confusion or something? Okay, 2 3. Okay, is this clear? And similarly we have write rows. If I have, like, I have 5 dictionaries here. If I have, let's say, 50 dictionaries, 100 dictionaries, 100 rows, I don't need to explicitly use write row again and again. I'll simply pass the list of dictionaries, which is the details, the same data which I had earlier. Okay, and that's it. Now if I run this, I'll get all of my data here. So was this easy or this was easy? I want you guys to decide it. What do you think? Which one is easier, the CSV module or this one? Okay, all right, I think CSV one. Yes, this is obviously easier. The only thing is that we need to prepare the data जो हम लिख पा रहे हैं. Okay, that is how CSV module is helping us. CSV module is telling us that you don't need to worry about what data type is there. Okay, how your data is, you just need to, like, format the data in this manner, mainly list of dictionaries, and use my dict writer, and then you will get the data in a CSV file as you want. So this is what CSV module helps us to do it. And yes, you guys, you can use it in the OPP too. It is completely allowed. Okay. If we have lists of list, yes, so for that we have normal writer. Okay, CSV dot writer. If we have lists of lists, so let's say if I create my some data, I think it should generate the data or something. Let's say if I have one name, and let's say email only, param@gmail.com, and similarly I have some other details. Will it complete? Okay, let me generate it from ChatGPT. Replicate 5 rows. Okay, it's not working here. Let me just create a data. Okay, okay, so now I have this data. Okay, so this is the list of lists, right? Now what I need to do is okay, sorry, I'll keep this code here as it is. What we will do is let's create another file with open my data.csv. Okay, as in write mode as f. Okay, now the next step should be to create a writer which will write for us. Okay, csv.writer f. First we need to write the header, obviously. Okay, that is what is required. That header you can, like, pass on your own. Let's say I have created a header here, id, name, email, and I'm writing the header. Now I'll write simply the rows here, just that's it. Okay, this is for header and this is for all the my data. Now see, I do not have any my data.csv file. Okay, let me run this code and see. Now my data.csv is created and I have this data here, and just simple 4 to 5 lines of code, nothing complex. Okay, I think you guys found it easier comparatively to this manner, like this manner. Okay, all right. I guess rest of you got maybe overwhelmed or something. No worries. So is this clear, guys, about file handling? um
Yes, sir.
okay, do you guys have any doubt or anything?
No, sir.
Okay, I guess no, then all right, then we should conclude the session. So we have done, uh, we have to do the old method. Yes, for text file just use f dot write. Okay, just the way we have done earlier, this way. For csv files use csv module. Okay, csv is built-in module, you don't need to install it in any way, you can just directly import it and use it. And I have explained it in detailed manner again in this session number 17. Okay, so you guys can just go through it if you want to know more about it in detail. There are many other like shortcuts as well. So yes, that's it, and that's it about the today's session. And I'll share all these files. Yes, and this topic PDF as well, everything I'll share in the description, or maybe I'll add it in the form. And yes, in tomorrow's session, tomorrow also we will be having a session from 7 to 9. Welcome. In tomorrow's session we will do the practice. We will mainly focus on CSV files. Okay, and sorry, not CSV files, we will mainly focus on file handling, and in the file handling only we will use these three topics. Okay, like the import statement, the lambda, the normal functions, and other functions which are like join and other. Yes, Kalyani?
So in Lambda function, can you please explain the map and filter tomorrow, or
Yes,
it
I'll show you while doing the questions. We will go through the those functions as well. Okay.
map and filter?
Yes, map, filter, and other functions are there as well, like uh, with the map, filter, and join is there, and yes, zip and enumerate,
Zip.
there are other functions. Okay, we will cover all the functions in tomorrow's session.
Okay.
We will be having around 25 to 27 questions. Okay, and I'll share all the questions with the code with you all, guys, so no worries. And yes, I'll share all the, what I'll do is I'll compile all the stuff and share you in the like this form as I do always. And I would recommend like if you guys can fill this form out, that would be helpful for me. Just this is just a feedback form for my sessions. Okay, if I just open it, anyone, and respond. Okay, copy responder link short. Okay, so you guys can, yes, I am sharing the link. Okay, if you guys can fill this form, that is good for me. Like you guys can provide the feedback and other stuff, like how can I improve and what more things should I do, plus like this helpful sheet, error sheet, plus some tips also, and OPP1 codes also you will get in this link. Okay, everything is in the form, so no need to worry. And in tomorrow's session we will do the practice. The link will be the same for the meet, timings will be the same, 7 to 9 p.m. And yes, that's it, guys. Thank you for staying till now. If you are like clear with the all these concepts, then you will simply like easily score 80 to 100 marks in OPP2, and all the best for OPP. And yes, good night. And one last thing, I'll like share the recording of this session in my YouTube channel. Okay, so yes, that's it. Good night, guys, and all the best.